When one considers the science, the morality, the martial arts perspective, the religious perspective, and everything considered, the philosophy, it doesn't take a genius when we consider responsibility to morality and to our moral ancestors first and foremost, obviously to God through our moral ancestors, the Spirit, that I am not harsh by the way I put it in this video. You are going to hear me say things in a way that some people will start crying like a bitch about. But you have to have a certain maturity, right? Without the E, okay? What they're referring to, which is an intense oneness with Ra. Not oneness of all people in a circular shape or some kind of square shape, but a pyramid shape pointing up with a point where the pharaoh is the point, the cap of Lower Egypt, okay? The capstone, the pinnacle, the point of life, the purpose of life, pointing in the right direction, pointing to the heavens, to the sky, and so on. So let us consider these 4 points I always bring up. Let's consider how they've caused me to stumble, but my ideas were always on point. To consider the kind of stupid little mistakes I made when I was being drugged means nothing. My key points were always the same. The top martial artist is envied by the kings throughout history who are illegitimate. And when the king was the king of kings, he was the top martial artist in Narmer, and he solidified it with the picture on the Narmer palette. He didn't have his army do his dirty work for him. As the top martial artist, he led his cult and he defeated people in single combat as well, which continued on through the African traditions in their true form. Truly outmaneuvering somebody and not doing things in a way that favors the little guy who is naturally an inferior warrior more often than not. It is harder to coordinate a bigger body than a smaller one. This screams more mental prowess. When we talk about bodily kinesthetics as a form of intelligence, okay, when we talk about knowing yourself, okay, this person goes through life where they sell clothes to play them out, and so on. Well, to make a long story short, okay, we see these four principles applied. First, it is survival. That is the Ebert stage. He's a bitch. He's a bitch who can't truly see empathy for what it really is. Empathy refined starts to go to justice, starts to go to Ra, So, Si, A. Okay, justice. So first is survival, Ebert kind of stage, empathy. Now you're starting to man up. You're starting to touch on righteous indignation. Then it goes to justice. There is no love without justice, and finally it is love. And when love is being expressed to a people who is doing things that are evil, you have to have more empathy for the righteous, including the fallen righteous. Therefore, you must chastise them, rebuke them. If your brother sins, rebuke him. I don't see any of you repenting by coming to God in the divine order, which is the only way to repent.